Alright guys, what is up? I am back with a quick video, and I got a couple of really ace acquisitions. So today, I thought I'd just go over some Neo-Geo home cart shenanigans. Alright, so a couple years ago, maybe it was a couple years ago, I picked up Last Blade 2 English home cart. Had a tough life, but guy I got it from was local, part of the local crew, and just kind of passed it on to me, and I was super thrilled with that. And at the time, that was like excuse me, my third or fourth Neo Geo cart, I think. Third home cart, and at the time I kind of was showing it off as my AES home cart collection. And somebody in the comments is like, 3 games a collection does not make. You have 3 games. And I thought that was pretty profound. So things have changed a little bit since, and I have managed to pick up here and there, slowly but surely. Geez, you know, a bunch of them. I'm not gonna count them individually on camera here, but the collection has grown. So obviously, there's still the MVS stuff, and yeah, I know MVS is really what you probably should collect for, and makes the most sense if you want real, Neo Geo experience. And I've got these cards. I've got the Neo Candy 25 and a couple other, the Goldie still, and the Big Red at my buddy's game store. But where's the danger in MVS card collecting? There's fairly little danger. The the home card side of things, yeah, that can be dangerous. Okay, and a little knowledge can be dangerous, but it can also go a long way when it comes to figuring out good from bad when it comes to the home system here. So I'm in no way an authority, but I do know what legit boards look like for SNK gear, and I'm starting to be able to tell what's what a home card is, what it should look like, what it's made out of, blah 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 blah. So without further ado, I thought I'd just show off kind of what's going on, and a couple of my most recent acquisitions, as well as whatever else I picked up in the couple years since the last video. So first off, the quintessential Neo Geo home cart, NAM 1975. So this is one of my Wounded Warriors. My home carts are no stretch all mint perfect shelf queens. This is just a bare cart, and recently it did have a case for it with no insert, and that recently gave up its case to a Magician Lord, and that Magician Lord gave up its case for this game right here, which a good friend of mine hooked me up with, and that is Last Resort, a American copy, and it's actually my only dog tag, so to speak, game. And he actually puts all his home carts in shock boxes. The reason being, the shock box, I'll just pull up a pretty one here. Let's just pull up this guy. Okay. So you look at a shock box, and it's quite a bit taller, and that gives the insert kind of more protection, because these cases can be a little tough on the actual inserts. And this friend of mine is really into condition, really into as clean as possible games. So, and I can appreciate that. And when you look at this Last Resort, you can definitely tell it's a totally ace specimen. And I'm really happy to have this too, because this is my one and only shooting game on the home system. So I've got to have a spaceship shooter for the console, and you know, tick a box for the genre on the system. So, and Last Resort is a great game, and you know, it's relatively attainable for anybody into AES stuff. So I definitely recommend, you know, checking it out. It's on plenty of compilations, and you know, you can get it on the CD also. But yeah, nice Last Resort. Comes with a manual. I don't know if it's worth it putting this light on things. I have a piece of paper here. There's the manual. Probably won't do this for everything, but you know, that's an American home cart for you. You know, it's got the nice red striping, and they're usually, you know, framed pictures, black or gray. So anyways, and this particular one is part of the was done during their whole dog tag thing, where, you know, this was the Neo-Geo seal of quality. You know, a rabid pit bull, bigger, badder, better. Okay, so that is that, and you know, thank you very much. You know who you are. I'm totally thrilled to get that game and have that part of the lineup. So, without getting too verbose here, I've got a King of Fighters 94, which even though you can't do the team edit in 94 has some awesome stages, awesome music. I like the pre-fight vignettes that kind of happen, and yeah, this one's in okay shape, but this is a English, you know, US copy, and it's in okay condition, and not too expensive if you really must have the English version. And you know, some home carts, I think it's okay to go after that English version, even though the Japanese ones are, you know, usually in most cases a lot cheaper. So, whoops. Speaking of cheap Japanese games, here's Galaxy Fight. Game with a lot of cool characters, made by Sunsoft, 1995. This is kind of you know, the game they made before Waku Waku 7, and you know, is it good? I don't know if it's good or not. It's got this thing where it has no boundaries on its stages, so you can actually almost run away from your opponent, and he has to kind of chase after you, and that can kind of make for some funny things. The sprites aren't super huge. It's definitely, you know, has its moments, but other times the graphics are kind of meh. But you know, it can be, you can make it move. You know, it can be played well. But yeah, Galaxy Fight. And these two guys I had before. This is my KOF 98 and 97, and they're in okay shape, Japanese copies, so they didn't break the bank. I really like the cover of KOF 97. I think I talked about this in my last video, but I like this kind of back alley street scene of the thugs. They're just kind of thugging it. So another cool, you know, game that won't break the bank is Fighters History Dynamite. You know, this game you can get this moving too. This is really a decent fighting game. Karnov's Revenge in the States, and you know, it's definitely one that's cheap and worth it. Certain games on the AES you can definitely get for not a ton of money. So this is a game that prompted the last video. My you know, my Last Blade 2 that's got a battle scar. So obviously the insert and the snap lock have been cut, and it is minus its book. But you know, I was looking for a Last Blade 2 cart, and I love the game, and the fact that it's got this character to it, I think, is all the better as far as I'm concerned. I love this game. And Last Blade series, I think, is probably my favorite fighting game series. Here's Last Blade 1. And this is a Japanese copy, and it's in relatively better shape than my Last Blade 2. And I'm not sure which one I actually like more. Parts of Last Blade 1 I really like. Samurai Showdown 1. When I first got the Neo-Geo CD, this is the game I played the most, and I really like the CD version, and I really like the just the dynamics of just Samurai Showdown 1. It's kind of like, yeah, it's not like Street Fighter or Fatal Fury. It's kind of more methodical and rock paper scissory. It's I just love Samurai Showdown 1 and 2, both excellent games. And this one is again one that's not super rare or expensive. Speaking of not super rare or expensive, this is the best buy. So this is Fatal Fury Special, and this is a Japanese copy, and mine is by no means in ace condition. You can look at that sun faded bottom there. It must have been in some window for about 20 years. But this game is like $20, and you put it in, and first shot you get your ass kicked. Computer's hard, it's kind of trolling you, and you're like, how is this all it's cracked up to be? I mean, it's just antiquated. Like, how do you get this to work? Well, you play somebody that actually knows what they're doing in this game, and you see this thing just move. It's extremely deep. It's really a game that just it takes a little bit of practice, and you can pull off some amazing stuff in this game. And this game is literally $20 for a Japanese copy. I'd like to have the American one, obviously, because like I said, English home carts are just that much more baller. But nothing's really as baller as Neo Geo home carts in general. It's another quintessential title, Magician Lord. Cheap. Actually a lot cheaper on the home system. It's like the exception to the rule. And great music. Hard gameplay, but it can be done. It can be conquered. And it's really really cool. Cross Swords 2. This is a kind of recent release, and Razula, who is the godfather of the Neo Geo Universal BIOS, he's the one that put that together. He cracked the Neo Geo CD version of this game, which it was exclusive to, put it on cartridge, and he put it on this home cartridge here. And I also have the MVS kit, and the kit is currently at my buddy's game store in the Big Red. So I've got that there, and I've got this one. And this one, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't think I'm going to keep it, but I would really like to trade it to someone with Psychic Assassin Taramaru on the Sega Saturn. Kind of a long shot, but that's kind of the game I'm gunning for at this moment. And yeah, it's rare like rocking horse shit, and it's getting really expensive. So I'm hoping somebody that bought that game back when it was around $350, $400 would like this game, because I bought it retail and it's out of print. I don't think he's doing any more of these, and people are looking for it. So and I have the MVS copy in the machine. So, and it's got he did an awesome job. I mean, it's got the manual and everything. I'm not going to open it up, but full English manual, just legit. So okay, so here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 home carts. That's an odd, unlucky number. I just picked up this game last week locally in a store, okay, a real live store. game store in a pretty affluent neighborhood in Massachusetts. They had 3 home carts behind the counter, and they were King of Fighters 99, 2000, 2001. And 2000 and 2001 were Japanese. I mean, you can tell from the spine. And then I see this spine. And I said, could I see the King of Fighters 99, please? and I'm looking at it, and it's marked as Japanese. Okay? They have it marked as Japanese, and they're all $200, and this one's no exception. King of Fighters 99, J for Japan, $199.99. And I knew that probably $200 for a Japanese 99 might be too much, but I figured the English one was probably worth something. So I checked it all out. I opened it, and just gave it a real thorough going over. And I figured for $200 it's worth the risk. And the kid behind the counter was like, thunderstruck. He was starting to talk Neo-Geo, and I was like, whatever. Like, I wasn't listening to him. I just went into my thing, checking it all over, because, he was worried. He was like telling me, he's like, yeah, Neo-Geo stuff is like bootlegged and, all this stuff. And like, yeah, I know, it's really dangerous. You have to be careful. And anyways, I'm looking at this, and like, King of Fighters 99, I don't think that would be like a heavily booted title. At this same time, you probably had Metal Slug 3 or X out there. Those are getting bootlegged now, okay? Metal Slug. A fighting game, not so much. So, and I looked at this price guy when I was there that's really out of date. And, it said that it was an uncommon game. And the Japanese one, about $120. This one, maybe $300 or so. But that price guide's from like 2008. So, anyways, it's worth a whole heck of a lot more than $200. And I was just really, really lucky. And I've gotten it home. I've checked it out, and it's legit. It's totally legit. So, King of Fighters 99. I will just kind of open this up and show you what it's all about. Boom. And I actually don't own King of Fighters 99, or haven't for a long time. I had the Dreamcast title, but I think that got traded in or lost or something. So I haven't played this game for about 12 or 14 years. So, manual, baggy, the insert is all legit. Isn't that wild? So, I mean, it just, little knowledge can be dangerous, and it can be fucking clutch. So, that's my clutch Neo-Geo purchase right there. Obviously, the system isn't for everyone. You gotta kind of know a little bit what you're doing, and you gotta be a lunatic. So, that's it for me. It all doesn't have to be $200 video games. I'll leave you with this one. This is my recommendation: Cybercore for the PC Engine, made by Game Princess and published by IGS. This is surprisingly good, and less than the price of lunch. All right, guys, I will talk to you all later, and let me know what you think. Am I a lucky bastard, or am I an idiot? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.